I kind of like this configuration. Drop the sides a little bit, give you a little bit of wind protection. The wind was kicking up earlier. It's calmed down now. And take a look at this. Of course, directly west of me. Nice sunset over that ridge. Here's the plan though. So we're gonna go up here, up this, and it's a little better view than I was showing you earlier. Along this, we'll have to see when we get up there, but I think we'll go on the back side of this peak, and then we'll follow another knife ridge across, and the peak is actually over there. You can't see it. That's gonna be interesting. Very interesting. We'll see how far we can get. I'm kind of scoping out my route right now, what I think might look the easiest. Actually, I think I'm gonna have to cut back. That looks like the easiest route, especially with the snow, and then up on top of the ridge and then shoot over. Pretty awesome, guys. Pretty awesome. This mountain, this sheer mountain is just awesome. Take a look at that. Looks like it just shot out of the ground. That is just awesome. Like I said, that back issue, hear that? That's a rock avalanche. I don't know if avalanche is the right word. That might be too strong a word. Rock slide, rock falling. That's got to be really careful going up those areas for that exact reason. Alright, it is 9:30, not terribly late, but I need to get up early in the morning, get going so I can get back to the family at a reasonable hour tomorrow. So I'm signing off, going to bed. Good night. Morning. It is 6:55, so I'm going to get up, cook some breakfast, eat, go down and filter some water, make sure I have enough water to get to the peak and back. It's cold. It's a chilly morning, and we'll get hiking though and get warmed up. So I'm gonna head down to the lake, filter water, and we'll start. So as a reminder, what we're gonna be doing, we'll hit the east side of this lake, traverse up here, cut back on this knife ridge that's, there we go, right there. Follow that across, jump on the other side of this false peak, and then the true peak that we want to hit is actually west of that point. And I am anticipating some beautiful, beautiful views. Give you an idea how cold it is last night and this morning. Just a little thin layer of ice there on the lake. Here's the inlet to the lake or little reservoir. That's an awesome rock. Isn't that cool? So I'll just find me a spot right here and filter. My fingers are actually freezing. They are cold, so I'm not really looking forward to filtering water. But funny thing is, later today, I'm going to be dying of heat. And that again illustrates the temp swings that you deal with in the out of doors in the back country. That's beautiful. You can see I'm making my way up the snowfield. It's relatively steep, but right now, because it's so early in the morning and the sun hasn't hit it, it's rock solid. I tell you, right now crampons would be ideal. I'm trying to kick a little bit of a toe hold in going up, but let me show you if I can keep the camera still without falling. It's not that easy. Now, one thing interesting about this snow, I think I mentioned it, when that sun comes out, it's no longer going to be hard as a rock. It's going to melt, and it's going to be a pain to trudge through. That's what I'm talking about when the snow warms up. Traveling in that and sinking down in there makes it extremely difficult, even more so than it is. I mean, that's probably, that wasn't me, this is somebody else. That's probably thigh-high hole, at least. Post holing down there. Right now the snow's holding up well though. Not too bad. So I'm trying to make it to the top of this ridge, or off this snowfield more specifically, before that sun warms up the snow too much. That'll just make it a little bit easier to travel. I think I'd rather do this snowfield actually has a lot of I don't know what you want to call them, pothole grooves, whatever, so it's making it a little easier to ascend. It's going to be fun to come down. You see that beautiful view behind me, and we're getting to the knife ridge. A little bit more to go. Hard to see through the viewfinder right now, but might be able to zoom in and see my camp. It's hard to see. Yeah, I think that's it right there. Yeah, I think so. I'll have to look at it in editing, see if I can see it better, but that's where camp is. Lake, we're getting there. Well, I made it to that ridge I was telling you about, the false ridge. And I'm staring at the other ridge ahead of me. And it's gonna be a beast. So right now I'm sitting at 10,000 feet. Now this is the other runoff lake. It actually looks like there's two of them. That's interesting. One sits higher than the other and they're right next to each other. But I'm thinking once I hit that knife ridge, it's going to be a little bit easier going. I'm thinking. We'll have to see. Also, what I've got to do is start getting ready for the sun. And I told you guys I forgot my hat. One of my favorite things to do is wear a hat and put a bandana in the back, so now I've got my head and my neck protected. This time I don't have that. So while it might look a bit goofy, it's gonna work. Like I said, might look goofy, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go home and I'm not gonna have a burned neck and head. Here's another little runoff where it's captured the water. Interesting. So this is what we're looking at right here. I think that's going to be our angle of attack. So maybe up right here, and then turn and head up. Whew. Yeah, ice axe and crampons right now would be nice. Of course, on one level, I'm glad I didn't have to drag them up. give you an idea of where I've come. Almost to the Knife Ridge. Still got a ways to go. What's really interesting I'm noticing on the way up is there are just tons of bugs that are just frozen in the snow. There's another one. Those two look the same, but there's a variety of them. And they're just all over here in suspended animation. There's another one there. Pretty interesting. I'd have to check the map to be, I'm pretty sure. Those two peaks right there, I peeked out on the one on the right last year. Made a big video of it. And actually on the way down, I misjudged where I thought I came up. And I started descending and it got quite hairy. I mean, to be honest with you, from a video perspective, it made for some drama and emotion. But it certainly was not my intent. So with that in mind, I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep from that happening again, because that got pretty hairy. Interesting situation. Once again, the camera doesn't really pick up the steepness on this. But that's where I'm gonna head up. That's probably the best spot of any. I originally was gonna cut back this way. So that's west, that's the direction I'm gonna head. But it was looks pretty steep that way. This just has a short run out right here. And I could probably utilize a lot of this where the snow is not present. And then kind of diagonally cross maybe and hit the rocks up there. Well, I gained the Knife Ridge, finally. Give you a 360-degree view here, what I'm looking at. So that's the side I came up. It's a good thing I have this on, or you might see a white baldy. Hint, hint. All right, some of you may get that. And then here's this other side. That's the other side of the canyon. And back around. So this is the direction I'm going to be going. Just to give you an idea of what I will be traversing, will be much like this. Of course, on this side though, so I'm going to have to send this one and head on over. Quite honestly, this is where the mental side of things comes in, the mental toughness, the ability to maintain the current course. I'd be lying if I didn't tell you there was a battle going on internally, saying, you know what, it's time, turn around, go home. This is what we're doing. We're gonna head down this Knife Ridge, up. There's the false peak I've been talking about. We'll head on the back side of that, over, and then that'll be our last push to the top of that 11,300 plus foot peak. Because if I go down that, that's not gonna be for a fun ride.